Men, the smartest cheating tactics aren't about sneaking around. They're about creating situations where cheating is so well structured that even if you're paying attention, you can't prove anything is wrong. Smart women who cheat don't rely on luck or hoping you won't notice. They build affairs using calculated tactics that make detection nearly impossible, even when you're actively looking for evidence. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit hype to boost this episode. Drop a comment below with your city or country. I'm always curious where viewers are joining from. Smart tactic. 1. She only cheats during activities that already exist in her schedule. When she uses existing work trips, established gym sessions, regular girls' nights, or other pre-existing commitments as cover for affair rather than creating new alibis, she's hiding cheating inside normal life structure. No new patterns appear. No suspicious schedule changes occur. The affair happens during time blocks that already existed and were already explained, making detection through pattern recognition impossible. What makes this smart? This is smart because pattern changes create suspicion. When women suddenly start working late, you notice. When they join new activities, you question. But when affair meetings happen during work trips she's always taken, or gym time she's attended for years, nothing appears different. She's leveraging existing alibis rather than building new ones that would signal change. Watch for time that's unverifiable within existing commitments. If she's always worked late occasionally, but now those late nights seem to last longer. If gym sessions that were 90 minutes extend to 3 hours, if established activities consume more time than they historically did, the existing alibi is being stretched to accommodate affair time. Notice if she's defensive about long-standing routines. If you question activities she's done for years, and she reacts with offense that you're suddenly suspicious of normal behavior, she's leveraging your acceptance of established patterns to shut down questions about what those patterns now conceal. Why this prevents detection? This prevents detection because you're conditioned to accept these activities as normal parts of her life. You don't question work trip because she's taken work trips for 5 years. You don't investigate gym time because she's always gone to gym. The affair hides inside routines you stopped noticing long ago. Smart tactic 2. She maintains separate phone for affair communication. When she has second phone, uses old phone she claims to keep for other purposes, or maintains device you don't know about specifically. For affair partner communication, she's eliminated the single biggest evidence source that exposes most affairs. No amount of checking her main phone reveals anything because affair exists on completely separate device. What makes this smart? This is smart because phone evidence exposes most affairs. Messages, calls, photos, and apps on primary phone are how cheating gets discovered. Second phone eliminates this risk entirely. Even if you access her main phone, you find nothing because affair communication doesn't happen there. The separation means primary phone can remain completely clean. Watch for mentions of old phones or backup devices. If she references keeping old phone active for some reason, if she has device she uses for specific purposes, if you've seen second phone but don't know what it's for, separate device might exist specifically for affair communication. Notice if she's secretive about specific locations, if she's protective of certain bags, drawers, or spaces where second phone might be kept, if areas of house are off limits, if she has locked storage you can't access, hidden phone might be stored in protected spaces. Why this prevents detection? This prevents detection because all verification attempts focus on her primary phone. You could access main phone freely and still discover nothing because affair evidence is on device you don't know exists. Separate phone creates perfect compartmentalization between visible life and hidden affair. Smart tactic 3. She selects affair. Partner who has equal or greater motivation for secrecy. When affair partner is married, in committed relationship, has career or reputation that requires discretion, or faces serious consequences if affair is exposed, she's ensuring mutual motivation for concealment. Both parties have everything to lose if discovered, creating perfect incentive structure for maintaining absolute secrecy through coordinated effort. What makes this smart? This is smart because single affair partners, or those with nothing to lose, can become careless. They might tell friends, push for more public relationship, or not take concealment seriously. When a affair partner faces equal or greater consequences from exposure, he's as motivated as she is to ensure no evidence emerges that could expose either of them. Watch for relationships with men in similar situations. If she mentions men who are married or in relationships, if she interacts with people who would face professional consequences from scandal, if men in her orbit have their own secrets to protect, those men make ideal affair partners because mutual vulnerability creates mutual protection. Notice if she's vague about certain people's personal situations. If you ask if colleague is married and she's evasive, if you inquire about someone's relationship status and she deflects, she might be protecting information that would reveal why that person is safe affair choice. Why this prevents detection? This prevents detection because both parties are equally invested in sophisticated concealment. Affair partner won't get drunk and confess to friends. He won't pressure for more visible relationship. He won't create evidence. His life depends on secrecy as much as hers does, ensuring both operate with maximum caution. Smart tactic 4. She never changes behavior or appearance in ways connected to you. When she maintains exact same behavior, intimacy level, appearance standards, and relationship patterns with you throughout affair, she eliminates the behavioral changes that typically signal cheating. No decrease in intimacy, no emotional distance, no appearance changes, nothing in your relationship shifts, so you have no behavioral evidence that anything has changed. What makes this smart? This is smart because most affairs get detected through behavioral changes. Partners become distant, lose interest in intimacy, act differently. Smart cheaters compartmentalize completely, maintaining exact same relationship with partner while conducting affair in separate sphere. By keeping relationship behavior unchanged, they eliminate behavioral signals that create suspicion. Watch for too perfect consistency. Sometimes maintaining exact same behavior despite affair requires such effort that perfection itself becomes unnatural. If she seems to be deliberately maintaining specific intimacy frequency, if interactions feel slightly performed, if consistency seems forced, effort to maintain normalcy might be covering change. Notice if she's tracking relationship patterns. If she seems aware of intimacy frequency in ways that suggest monitoring, if she ensures certain routines continue with unusual precision, if she's managing relationship metrics deliberately, she might be ensuring patterns don't shift in ways that would signal affair. Why this prevents detection? This prevents detection because behavioral changes are primary signals partners rely on to detect affairs. Without distance, changed intimacy, or emotional withdrawal, you have no psychological evidence that something is wrong. The affair exists, but produces no observable changes in your relationship that would trigger investigation. Smart tactic. 5. She establishes multiple plausible explanations for any evidence that might emerge. When every piece of potential evidence has built-in innocent explanation through strategic planning, she's created comprehensive plausible deniability. If you find messages, affair partner is work colleague she must communicate with. If you see them together, he's friend's husband she knows socially. If payment appears, it's legitimate expense. Every discoverable element has explanation that deflects from affair. What makes this smart? This is smart because evidence without proof means nothing. She can be having affair, But if every piece of evidence has plausible alternative explanation, you can't prove infidelity. By positioning a fair partner in legitimate role, by ensuring all communication has professional context, by making all meetings explainable, she creates situation where even finding evidence doesn't prove affair. Watch for people in her life who have built-in explanations for contact. If certain men are positioned as work necessities, friend connections, or service providers, those roles provide cover for contact that would otherwise be suspicious. Legitimate reasons for communication protect illegitimate relationship. Notice if explanations seem prepared in advance. If evidence emerges, an explanation comes immediately with no thinking required. If she's anticipated what you might discover and prepared justifications. If responses seem rehearsed, she's planned plausible deniability before evidence appeared. Why this prevents detection? This prevents detection because evidence is worthless without being able to prove what it means. You can find text messages, but if they're explainable as work communication, you can't prove affair. You can discover meetings, but if they're framed as legitimate social overlap, you can't prove betrayal. Plausible deniability means evidence doesn't equal proof.